Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Denise. I am a part of the trailer sales team here, and today we have this brand new 2025 Logan Coach Bullseye. This guy is a 2-horse bumper pull. We're looking at slants in the stall area. So let's go ahead and bring up our drawing super fast so we can take a look at that. This guy is 7 tall, 6'9" wide. We're working off of just shy of 17 feet on the ground, so it is not, your super long trailer. We're looking at that smaller length. She's itty bitty, but she's mighty, that's for sure. So we'll get started up here in the front with our, front tack compartment over here. So standard features that we've seen throughout these guys, we're looking at our standard door on here. We're looking at our bus window on the top, and our blanket bars hook on to our door here. So this guy will swing out if you want it to swing out. You want to have your saddle rack out and your blanket bars out, you definitely can do that. Or you can just put this guy back, basically where it belongs, and you hook it on. So there's little rings on here with the tie. You can just hook that guy on there, and this is not going to be going anywhere. I mean, you pretty much have your blanket bars on this door at least secured on here. Now the bottom part of our door here is going to be our brush box, our fly spray box, really anything you want to use it for. And this guy does have carpet underneath. So we have a full length carpet from each corner of this box here. And as we can see on this, our door here, this trailer is made out of galvanized steel. So it's a galvanized steel frame trailer, and as we walk through around, we're gonna see a little bit of that vortex line that Logan puts in their trailers. I mean, it's gonna make your trailer last a lot longer. You're not gonna see any of that rust, those kind of little things on there. Now here, this is our swing out saddle rack. So you have, your 2 paddings on here, so that guy will swing out if you wanna work with your trailer. Having these guys out, you can, or you can put them back where they go in the inside, and you still get a lot of clearance to get into your tack, as well as have a lot of space throughout this, end right here, where you can still maneuver and still get something done as far as working out this way. And again, same thing. You want to use it out there, you still have a lot of space to clear to be able to come into the tack room itself. Now, coming into our tack room in here, we'll see our flooring is just that full carpet on the bottom. So we have full carpet on bottom. You guys can remove this if you would want to. This trailer just automatically comes with that carpet. It's kind of nice sometimes, so you're using this as your dressing room. You don't have to worry about stepping on that rubber. Sometimes during the cold, it gets super cold down there on the floor. So the carpet definitely does help a little bit with that if you're showing out of your trailer itself. Now, down here, we're also going to see a full-size spare tire. So it'll match all 4 of the tires that are currently on the trailer itself. This guy is that full size as well. So you do have that in case of an emergency, in case of anything that you guys might have to use it. You have it here inside of your tack. Now, we'll work off of the wall that connects our tack to the stalls. This guy, we're seeing our bridle hooks on the top here. We're also seeing that same carpet that we saw on the floor here throughout the top half of your trailer. So this carpet is going to minimize, the sound that goes into the stalls, so you guys don't have to worry about that metal on metal clinging and somehow going into our stall room that down there or anything of those sorts. You don't necessarily have to worry about it. So we do have that. And as I spoke about, this is your vortex lining. So it's this black coating over that metallic, over that metal that we're seeing throughout. This black lining on here, vortex lined, is gonna help your trailer last you a lot longer. And you're gonna be able to see a little bit more durability as far as this, bottom half goes of your trailer. Now, hiding in our little corner over here, we're going to see our water tank. So we have our water tank sitting on this awkward little triangle that we have on this end. You know, good use of space, that's for sure. And we have our hose, so your hose will connect from the bottom here. You know, you can pull it out, do whatever you really need to do with it. It's a 4-foot hose. If you guys needed one bigger, you definitely can get one bigger. It's just your standard on there. And then you do have a spigot, so if you guys need to put a bucket and fill, you know, you're gonna use this, you're gonna turn, let your water flow down there, that kind of stuff if you don't want to connect your hose. And these water tanks will fill from the very top of the tank over there, so you're able to connect that hose to the top and be able to use it for that concept. So you can definitely get a lot more water inside of your trailer as we go. Now we do have light in here, so we're gonna see, you know, an LED lighting on top of our trailer, on top of this tack room door. So we just have that standard LED lighting, as we've seen throughout. You know, your switches to work that guy are gonna be sitting on top of your water tank, so you have a switch to work the interior light and a switch to work the exterior light. So the light that is sitting on top of your tack room door on the exterior. Now we will go ahead and close our door here super quick. Sometimes, there we go. So again, you got a little bit of a wider door frame here. You don't necessarily have to go super high up whenever you're going into your tack. You can obviously step on your running board, so that's really nice because you don't have to worry about, you know, that steep sometimes to get up there. Now on top of our tack room door, as I mentioned while we were in there, we do have that LED light on there as well. So the very top of that door, you'll also get some lighting. So if you need, you know, you're working off of your saddle rack being swung out, you do have that lighting up there to be able to maneuver that way whenever it comes to working out of there. Now coming to the, you know, the back end of your trailer here, we're working off of 2 bus windows on our hip end. So you have, you know, your horses will get a lot more ventilation as far as you go on this end. So you'll be able to open both of your bus windows and get a little bit more airflow in there. We're also looking at that LED light on the very top as well. So if you got your horses tied or anything like that and you need more light, you do have that accessibility right there. We're also looking at our 2 tie hooks. So you got 2 tie hooks on this hip end of your trailer. You're able to tie your 2 horses over here. And then our tires. So we do have 2 3,500-pound axles. We're looking at 15-inch steel wheels. So we have, you know, what we saw inside of the tack. It's the same ones that are going to be sitting on your trailer out here as well. We got that full steel wheel, so we're not looking at aluminum on this one, and they are your 15-inch tires as well. And I also, while we're here, I want to touch up on this color. So we're seeing like that dark gray, non-metallic color brings a little bit more, you know, attention to your trailer itself. It's not your standard white, and it's also not that gray that we normally always see on these Logans. So this one gives you a little bit more, again, in the name, that dark gray. So you have a little bit of that darker color. I think it's a really nice color. It definitely adds a lot of pop to your trailer itself. And as we go through, we're gonna walk to the back end. So our stall area is over here. So, you know, 2 horse, we have our full 50/50 doors back here. Again, we talked about that vortex line. You're gonna see it throughout this stall area. So rather than kick mats, we're seeing just that, you know, vortex line on the bottom half. You'll see you're still on the top half, but you do see that vortex lining, that, you know, coating on top of your steel. And then again, on our flooring over here, we'll start on that, where we have our rubber mats. So we just have your standard rubber mats. We do have wood flooring, but again, as we've seen, the vortex line, our wood flooring is vortex lined as well. So you'll see that durability as far as your flooring goes as well, which is a very, very nice add-on, that not just, you know, the body of your trailer has it, but your flooring will have it as well. Now, coming into our stalls, we do have a subdivider here. So this is gonna be our subdivider, and literally all you have to do to work this guy is you pull the pin and you push in. And then once you get it all the way in, if you're moving one horse at a time, you know, you don't need that use of your divider being fully cleaned. Whatever you're really doing with your trailer, you do have a little hook here, and you're able to hook that divider onto that end wall over there, so you don't have to worry about your divider moving around, clinging. If you're using your trailer for moving, really anything, you do have access to that. Now, literally all you have to do to pull this guy out is you just give it a tug, you pull out, and you cling back onto the latch itself over here. So it's a very nice feature. You're able to, you know, work with it being all the way closed or all the way open, whichever way you guys decide. And as we see, we do have padding. So it is a partial padded divider. So you have that padding on that end, and you also have the padding on this end. So very, very nice add-on on here. And then again, our hip end, as we saw through the outside, we are working off of these bus windows. So we have your 2 bus windows with the bars on them. So if you guys are worried that your horses might mess with them, pull them, you know, open them, whatever deal, you guys can assure that that's not going to happen with the bars that we see on there. Now, on top of both of these windows, we're going to be seeing that LED light as well that we've been seeing throughout the trailer itself. So you do have some lighting inside of your stall areas as well. Now, our roof. So we do have, you know, our full aluminum roof. We're also looking at your roof vent. So you have a 2-way roof vent. You can pull air into the trailer, you can pull air out of the trailer. So you have one sitting on top of both of your stalls in here. Very, very nice for that airflow as well. And we're also going to be seeing, you know, our D-rings. So if you guys tend to carry a lot of feed bags, that kind of stuff, you do have your 2 D-rings, and you do have another hook that sits at the very, very front of your stall over there. So that would act as your 3rd D-ring to be able to hook your feed bags onto here. Your tie rings for the front stalls are going to be at the very top. So right on top of your window is where that tie ring is going to sit. And as you guys can tell, we do have like a mesh sitting over the gel bars on this guy. So you guys do have the option to take that off or leave it on. It's just on through Velcro. So if you wanted to take it off and just have your horses, you know, have their head free to wherever they're able to see out, you definitely can. But if you wanted to ride with this on, you for sure can as well. It does bring airflow in, so you're able to see through that mesh right there. Now we'll take you to the second stall here, and it's just going to be the same exact concept. So this one will have your D-rings. So you have your D-rings right there to be able to hook your feed bags on here as well. Same concept, you have your tie ring on top of that window, and then that mesh on those gel bars as well. And then we'll take a look at the back of our trailer here really, really fast. So the back end here, we're seeing our lights. So to work your lights to go into that stalls, these are going to be your switches. So it's one switch to work the interior lights, and then this exterior load light will also be your other switch. So the bottom one will work the inside, the top one is going to work that exterior. So we do have those switches are located right there. And then obviously in our brake lights, as we've seen before in these brake lights, we do have that integrated backup light. So it'll be the same exact concept on this end as well. So you see your brake lights are gonna have like that little LED dash right here. So whenever you're backing up your trailer, it's super dark, you will have that extra visibility to be able to just put your trailer in, and you don't have to worry about, well, I don't see enough, I have to get somebody back here, get some light on me, that kind of deal. So you do have that extra lighting. And again, as I touched on the color, you guys can definitely see that color back here. So it's a very, very, dark gray, and I think it looks really good on these trailers. So working off of our head side of our trailer, we do have that light on here, so you can work off of that light on this end as well. We do have our 2 tie hooks. They're located right here and right here. And then, as we spoke about, we do have drops. So we have our drop window with that bus window on them as well, and our gel bars. So I don't know if you guys have seen these, but I think their design is super nice, because as somebody who is very short like myself, reaching that top latch over there is very hard for me. I mean, I would have to get on that running board and be able to reach that. So it's very nice that they have this, you know, lever here where you can just pull it down and the window will come straight with you. So once you know, pull that, the window comes down, and you want to also bring down your gel bars here. This middle bar is the one that's going to help us bring these guys down. So you just pull on that metal bar, same concept as the exterior one, and you just pull it down. Now this is that mesh that I was speaking to you guys about in the inside, and again, it's just on with Velcro, so if you wanted to, you definitely can take them off and just keep them, store them, really use them for whatever you guys would like. And to put your gel bars back into place, you do the exact same thing. So you pull that middle lever and you just push up again. These guys will lock into place. If you wanted to ride with your drops down, you definitely can. These guys have a little socket here, so your window is not going to be going anywhere. So this is where that socket is located, where you can connect this little guy onto, so you can assure that your window is definitely not going to be going anywhere. Again, spoke about the bus window, so you do have that bus window capability. So if you wanted to ride with them like that and just have your bus window open, you definitely can do that, and it is a lot easier sometimes that way if you have horses that like to go a little bit crazy as far as, you know, when the wind is hitting them. So these are our windows on our head end. Now we'll work to our nose, basically our tongue over here. So we have that standard hitch on the here with your standard 7 plug and your safety chains with your breakaway switch as well. So if you guys, whenever you're moving your trailer, please make sure that you have your chains connected. You never know what can happen. So it's a very nice, you know, feature on there to be able to just connect your chains to your trailer, to your towing vehicle, and then be able to move your trailer that way, rather than, you know, if you're going down a couple feet, still doesn't matter, we never know. And then again, touched up on that 7 plug as well. It's currently connected to the machine that gives us power into our trailer. Now, as we see down here, we're looking at this like silver metallic that's kind of going down here. So this guy is going to help it whenever you're riding down the road and you're going through a lot of dirt roads, your towing vehicle is starting to spit at you a bunch of rocks and that kind of stuff, all the debris. This is what's going to protect your sheeting. So this will protect all that color. So most of the time whenever we hit this is going to get chipped, this is going to get scratched, all that kind of stuff. So this guy down here is going to help with that. So we'll get a rock and it's not going to, you know, damage your paint, it's not going to damage your sheeting. It'll hit this end of the bottom half of your trailer itself. And then again, you guys, as I touched up in the beginning, this is a 2025 brand new Logan Coach Bullseye 2-horse bumper pole. This is our stock ID, so 5N250844. If you guys have any questions on this trailer or any other trailer that we have in our lot, even if it's not one in our lot and you still have a couple questions, please feel free to give me a call. This is my cell phone number right here. This will be my office number, and then this is my email. So please feel free to contact me, whichever one you guys would like to. And we'll see you guys again next week. Thank you.